السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Here we are with our session number 78. So we are going to start with a review. And I will ask you, inshallah, the questions from our last session, inshallah. And let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we started Jumla Shartiya in our last session. And I taught you that there are three components or three arkan of Jumla Shartiya. Who remembers those three parts of Jumla Shartiya? Let's begin with the first one. Okay, the tool. Then the shart, yes, shart itself, the Jumla Shartiya itself. And then comes your Jawabu Shart, right? So you always have three arkan to any Jumla Shartiya. In ideal situation, you will have all three. Okay, you will have a tool that will set the condition. You will have a sentence, a conditional clause, which is Jumla Shartiya. And then you will have a response to the condition, which is called Jawabu Shart, right? In an ideal situation, all three will be there. Sometimes, you may not have your Jawabu Shart, but we will not worry about it at this point, okay? At this point, I'm going to only show you those sentences where everything is present, okay? Everyone with me so far? Was everyone well versed with all those clauses, all these three arkan of Jumla Shartiya? Because I see answers from Sister Rubin and Sister Azra. So what about rest of them? Okay. Okay, so I think we can move forward. Okay, number 2 question. When it comes to tools of condition or adwatu shart, how many types are there? Adwatu shart, 2 types, right? 2 types. In your notes, you have 2 types. So what is the first type, my dear sisters, that we have gone over last week? Or this week, actually. So, adwatu shart, jazima. All your jazima words, right? All your haruf that were jazima, all your asma that were jazima, we learned about them as, formally, how they set a condition and then there's a response to the condition, right? So, there, all those jazima words you must know. And then the second category was words that are ghair jazima, that do not make anything majzoom, right? Who remembers adwatu shart jazima? Start typing. If everyone can give me 3 in mahma, barakallahu feek, in, yes. Okay, mahma is done. So now 3 more, bring 3 more. Man, okay, aina, ayana, izma, ainama, mata, kaifama, hatta, anna, haithuma. So yeah, I think that's pretty fair number that you have already given me. I think we are well prepared for learning the rest of the shart, I think. So whenever you see in, what should come to your mind? Should shart come to your mind or no? Right? Shart should be the first thing that should come to your mind, okay? You should start thinking about, is this in there to set a conditional statement, okay? Yes, and these all make 2 mudare majzoom. So when we call them adwatu shart jazima, it is understood that the status of the sentence after it is what? If I ask you, what will be the status of advatu shart, or the conditional statement that has advatu shart that are jazima, majzoom, right? Make sense or no? Is it clear to everyone? Because we call them, these guys work, and these guys, you know, make whatever comes after them majzoom. So it is we can rightfully say that, that the sentence after them is either majzoom or it is fi mahalli jazm. And why I'm calling fi mahalli jazmin is sometimes you may see after in jumla that is, other than mudare. Okay? In that case, if you don't find mudare and if you find madin, you are still going to call it fi mahalli jazmin, because madi is non-flexible, but you are still going to be calling it fi mahalli jazmin because it can never be majzoom. Okay, you will use fi mahalli in place of, yeah. And does it make sense or no? Because in is jazima when it is coming up as a shart particle. I hope this is clear. When you see advatu shart ghair jazima, you should know there will be no effect of these advat on the status of the sentence after them. Okay, they don't, they are not something that they will have the effect on the i'rab. Not, it's not that they will not have any effect, but they will not make mudare or anything after them, or madin any after them majzoom. Keep that in mind. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. So we have practiced these sentences, right? We have gone over this practice for the most part. So if I give you in kanat lakumud darul akhira inda Allahi khalisatin min dunin nasi, I will go, we are going to learn about them today. So Ghayr Jazima, we'll go over them. So what should be the status of this whole sentence after in? Give me the status of kanat till an-nasi. It should be majzoom. Everyone agrees now? Because it is in, it is an in that has set the condition for shart, right? It is an in shartiya. Therefore, fi mahalli jazmin is the status of the sentence after it. Tamannawu here means they should all wish for. You should all wish for the death. So wish for the death. If I'm telling someone wish for the death, what is that? Is it a command or what? It's jawabu shart. It is an amr. Very well done. Jawabu shart, amr, and this is also fi mahalli jazmin. Okay, because this is an amr, and you are going to again call it fi mahalli jazmin. Is this clear? This whole sentence, tamannawul mauta, jawabu shart, fi mahalli jazmin. Do you know why I have fa in between these two sentences? Yeah, it was because I have learned that jumla shartiya is the basic principle. The basic principle is you will see a majzoom something after in. It is going to make two mudare majzoom. But when I see the place of that mudare majzoom taken over by any other siga, which could be past tense or command form of a fail, I will have to now give it a name of fi mahalli jazmin. Okay, so remember the 7 reasons we have learned for our jumla shartiya to begin with fa. These 7, remember, We have not gone over the last few, but for the most part, we went over the first ones. Okay, so let me go over them again so that we are all on the same page. Okay, so and then you will also understand why fi mahalli jazman is coming, and why in some cases you are not going to worry about that. Okay, so the conditional statement jumla shartiya is either mudare majzoom or fail madin. Even when it is fail madin, it denotes future. That you should remember. Okay, whenever you are seeing this aina followed by something other than fail mudari majzoom, you are still going to translate it in future or present tense. You are not going to translate it in past. Anything after in, you are going to translate it how? You're going to translate it as future tense for the most part, or in the present tense form. Okay, sometimes the translation may not these wordings may not sit well, so just keep in mind it's not going to be entirely translated in the past tense form. And you will see a few examples that I will show you for today's session, and then it will be very clear that your past tense is being translated in the present tense form because of whatever is before at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so when you see a conditional statement, it's going to be either mudari majzoom or fail madin. The response statement is going to be the same. Okay, is by rule it is the same. But if sometimes there is an exception to the rule, it is not fail mudari majzoom or fail madin. What are we going to see in between the two statements? We are going to see fa. Remember that. Remember that. When it is not going to be mudari majzoom or fail madin, what am I going to have in between two statements? In case of jumla shartiya, I'm going to get a fa in between the two statements. Everyone understood this so far or no? So if I show you here, aina tazhabu nazhab. Do I see fa here? Is there any fa here? Yes or no? Why? There is no fa. Do you notice what was the status of mudare here? Tadhabu. What's the status? Majzoom bihasbin noon. What is the status of nadhab? Majzoom. Both are majzoom. I don't need fa here. Do I need fa? I don't need fa. It's according to the rules. Everything is as it is. I don't need to bring any fa. Malla yarhim, yarhamin nasa, la yarhamhu. Both majzoom or no? After man. Man chartiya, both majzoom. Do I see fa? I don't need any fa. Everything is according to the rules set by Arabic grammar. So I don't need to bring fa. Mahma yanzil yaj'alillah. Both. What is the status of both mudari here? Majzoom. Do I see any fa? No. I don't need to bring any fa. Both are majzoom. Everything according to the rule. I don't need to bring any fa here. وَمَا تَفْعَلُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ يَعْلَمْهُ. Both majzoom. تَفْعَلُوا بِحَذْفِ النُّونِ. يَعْلَمْ بِالسَّكُونِ. I don't need to bring fa. إِن يَأْتُوكُمْ تَفَادُوهُمْ. Both majzoom. I don't see any fa in between. Everything according to the rule. Here, look here. This one. In amanu bimisli ma amantum bih faqad ihtadaw. Ihtadaw is a past tense, but this past tense has qad at the beginning. Has qad at the beginning. If it was just ihtadaw, I am going to just say ihtadaw. I'm not going to say fa. فَإِهْتَدَوْا. I'm bringing this fa because there was qad at the beginning of the sentence. Make sense or no? Again, in tawallaw, fail majzoom. But after it, is there any fail? Innama, is it a fail? No? Should I have to bring something now? Right? Now I use fa. So the basic principle, if you don't know the 7 conditions where fa is going to be there, if you remember this thing, if your jawabu shart is not mudare majzoom or plain jumla failure, that is madin, if it is not any of these two and is something other than these two, I have to bring fa in between jumla shartiya and jawabu shart. I hope this is clear now. Okay. Okay. So remember that. So, and then there will be different cases. You will see that, jumla ismiya will be beginning with fa. If there is a tal, like tamannau was a amr, therefore you have a fa in between because it was not fail madin, it was not fail mudare madsum. With kad, you will see ma, with ma nafiya, lan, even la, you will see ma, fa with lan and la, and also with fail jamid, laysa, mabisa. These are the fail that don't have any other forms. They only exist in this form. Laysa, remember when we did laysa, I told you it does not have any command form to it. It does not have any mudare form to it. And so it's true for ni'ma and bisa. Okay. And then if your mudare or jawabu shart is beginning with sin wasaufa, again, it's not beginning with fail mudari matzum, then fa has to be there because these haruf came in between the shart and jawabu shart. I hope this is clear now. So basic principle, if you do not see your jawabu shart beginning with mudare matzum or fail madin, that's a regular fail madin, you will see fa in between jumla sharti and jawabu shart. Okay. Now, today we were going to learn about those particles that are ghair jazim. And let's see what are those particles. Have you ever looked at this word iza in Quran? Iza, kullama, lamma, lauma, laula, law, amma, right? So many times in your translation, you see all these words. Now you will know about them. Okay. At this stage, my dear sisters, expectation is not how you are going to label each and every word. Okay. Every time you see an ism, it will have a status, it will have a rab, and it's going to be very hard if I start teaching you a rab of each and every word at this stage. At this stage, my expectation from you is when I give you a sentence, you are able to identify this is the beginning of my shart, this is my advatu shart, this is my conditional sentence, it ends here, and here is my jawabu shart. My jawabu shart is either beginning with fa or it can be beginning with lam. You should be able to identify that part, and that is an expectation at this stage. Everyone clear with that or no? I'm not going to ask you what is the status of this iza. I'm going to tell you, however, what is the status of this iza and why. But I don't expect you to know because this iza, kullama, lamma, all these three, remember, they are ism. What are they? I need an answer, my dear sisters. Okay, so let me just do one thing on this one. Let me change the color on this one. Okay. I will do it a little later. So 1, 2, 3, these are ism. Lauma, laula, law, amma. They are all harf. Do I need to worry about status on these 4? Will I ever pull my hair out and try to find out their status? I don't need to worry about them, right? So that makes my job easy, right? They are harf la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. I don't need to worry about that. But about these three, I have to worry. When I show you this table, all except for the first two are ism. Do I need to worry about the first two, the status of first two? In or isma? No, I don't need to worry about it. But do the rest of them have status? Yes, all rest will have status. And I will go over that a little bit, but no, we are not going to go into details of that. As I said, just focus on how to identify your advatu shirt, where my shirt is ending and where the jawabu shirt is starting. Okay? So this part, we are going to do it in a very simple, easy way. And let's just go into it. Okay? So iza. Iza means when. Kullama means whenever. Lamma means when. Have you ever seen this word lamma before? We have learned it. Where did we learn this word lamma? Harufe jazima. When it was harufe jazima there, do you notice here lamma? What did I tell you about lamma just now? This one is an ism. So how will you know this is an ism and that is this is not a harf? How will you distinguish between the two? Let me start with this one, and inshallah, that will help you identify. I'm going to start with lamma. Okay? Yes. So when you see lamma, every time you see lamma and you see fail madin after it, think about lamma as ism shart. What are you going to think about? Lamma is an ism and it is setting a condition now. It is setting a shart here. Every verse of Quran where lamma is being followed by fi'il madin, lamma is ism shart. That is the rule of grammar. That is the rule of Arabic language. Lamma followed by fi'il madin is an ism shart. It is not harf in that case. In that, when you see any condition set by lamma, you will see both shart and jawabu shart are in the past tense form. Both shart and jawabu shart in case of lamma is going to be in the past tense form. Am I clear? We can see here lamma adaat ma hawlahu ذهب الله بنورهم وتركهم في ظلمات لا يبصرون. Lamma, you will see both jumla shartiya and jawabu shart is going to be past tense. Fail madin. Okay. So now, can you see lamma here? And what is it being followed by? Adaat. What do you think adaat is? I want everyone to answer. This is easy. Madi? Everyone? So now what should I call this lamma? Harufe jazima or ism shart? Ism shart ghair jazim. Barakallahu feek. Ism shart ghair jazim. Barakallahu feek. It is ism shart ghair jazima. Okay, remember that every time, and this is not going to be once, it's going to be more than 100 times you're going to see lamma, and you are going to see it when it is followed by fail madin. If the word after it is fail madin, it is lamma, that is shartiya, zarfiya, ismiya. Okay, all these names belong to this lamma. Jawabu shart is also going to be in fail madin form. Where is my jawabu shart starting from? What do you think is the start of my jawabu shart? فَلَمَّا أَضَاءَتْ مَا حَوْلَهُ. So from where am I seeing the response to the shart? When it brightened or it lightened whatever was around it, Allah took away their light and He left them in the darknesses. What about zahab Allah? Why not zahaba? Right? Your shirt ends at ma hawlahu. When it brightens what is around it, when it brightened what is around it, Allah took away their light. Zahaba, from zahaba, the jawabu shart is beginning, my dear sisters. And you notice both jumla shartiya and jawabu shart. Both jumla shartiya, adaat, zahaba. Both are madin or no? Both are in past tense form. Now you all agree? All see? Okay. Remember this, because lamma is the noun of time. Zarf. It is zarf. So what should be the status of zarf? When it comes up as a detail, what should be the status of zarf? And look at my eyesight. This is maful fihi. And now I'm seeing it as 2 dots. Hmm? It should be nasbin status. It should be nasbin status, right? Lamma should be nasbin status, just like your fawqa, tahta, qabla, ba'da, right? Just like those words, it should be nasbin status, because those words come up as a detail in any given sentence, be it jumla ismiya or jumla fi'liya. Okay, is this clear so far? Let me show you something here. And we are going at a slow pace today, but let's see. Okay, let's see. And now I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Lamma amba'ahum bi asma'ihim qala alam aqul lakum. What do you think this lamma is? Zarf. I was talking about lamma itself. It's a noun of time. When you say word when or where, those words have to do with time or place. Where has to do with place, when has to do with time, right? So when I say this word when, it has to do with time. And the Arabic for a word that is used for noun of time and places, zarf, right? So lamma followed by amba'ahum. Amba'a was fail madi, right? Fail madi. Therefore, lamma is going to be, let me just hide this. No, yeah. Okay. So this is going to be shartiya. What about this one? Lamma ja'ahum. Again, this is zarf. Yes, it is going to be zarf every time. It is ghair jazima. It's not going to be, it belongs to that category of adwatu shart that don't make anything after them madzoom. Yes, it is zarf too, because it has to do with time. Because when I showed you word who, if I give you a word whoever, man means whoever does so, he will go in Jannah. What is whoever referring to? Whoever does good deeds will go to Jannah. Whoever is a noun of time or a place, or it is referring to people. It's referring to people, right? So if it is referring to people, can it be zarf? No. Or whatever. Whatever means whatever good deeds you do, you will be recompensed for them. So whatever good you do, you will be recompensed for it. So that whatever, it does it have to do with time and place? That word, which means ma in Arabic? No. So will I call it zarf? When I say when it lightens what is around it, when, does it have a time attached to it or no? It is a zarf, right? It is talking about when this happens, then this happens, right? And this is a specific thing that happens at that particular time. When this happens, Allah took away their light. Make sense or no? And I will show you more example. For example, aina, the ones that we did last week, in our last session. Aina means where. So where is is it talking about people or a time or a place? Place. So should it be zarf or no? It should be zarf, right? And its status should be always nasb, right? Because every zarf is a detail. I hope this is clear to each and every one of you. Okay, now look here. So this one, again, you are not going to call this harf jazima. You will never call this haruf jazima because again, it is followed by fi'il madin. Okay. Lamma ja'ahum. This one is easy. That one is a long verse. That's why I'm not going to go over this one. I will do this one with you. What do you think about this part? This one. Try to do this one. Lamma ja'ahum ma arafu kafaru bih. So lamma here is what? Is it condition particle or is it harf jazm? Is it a condition word because it's not a particle? Particle means harf. It's a zarfiya, shartiya. So where is my shart ending? Where is the shart ending? Yes, it is zarfiya, shartiya. Shartiya is most important. That is again shart. Where is my conditional statement ending? Think about it again. When it came to them, what they recognized, what they recognized came to them, they disbelieved in it. So where should it end? Arafu. Arafu is the ending, right? Arafu is the ending of my shart. And where is the jawabu shart? So when it came to them, they disbelieved in it. So kafaru bih is the jawabu shart. Make sense or no? Okay. What is ma doing here? Ja'a. What do you think about ja'a? What's the pronoun in ja'a? Huwa ja'a. So it's hidden. Yes, I cannot see. So when you have a huwa here, what do you look for? Outside word. Do you find one here? Do you see one here? Very well done. Ma is the outside word. What is arafu? Very well done. Ma is a mausul. Arafu is silatul mausul. Silatul mausul here is jumla fi'liya, madin, and this is all connected. But ma is the outside doer for ja'a. Okay, and here, therefore, I cannot. Everything is connected here. Now I will go to kafaru. What is kafaru doing here? It is jawabu shart, and they are ghair jazima, so I don't need to worry about the status of the sentence here. Okay. Now let's do few more examples so we know that I know for sure that you have gotten this concept. What do you think about this one? This lamma, this is, can it be ghair jazima? It is not madi. So it is harf jazm. And don't you see the root letters of yati, yati, right? So I wanted you to see this, to experience this. I just don't want to give you material. Okay, this is your shirt and this is your jawabu shirt, and memorize them and go from there. And that's the whole point, right? So yati was yati. It has, ya has been dropped. So this is mudare majzoom. Ya is at the beginning, sign of mudare. So this lamma, since it is being followed by fail mudare, is harufe jazima. This is not an ism. This is la mahalla lahu min al i'rab. This one is harufe jazima. I hope this is clear. Now let's see this one. Hmm. And guys, do you mind if I just quickly get some water while you are trying to find this out? Okay, just quickly do this one. Lamma is followed by kutiba. What do you think? It's zarfiya shartiya ismiya, right? Zarfiya shartiya ismiya. I hope all three parts are clear that this is zarfiya shartiya ismiya. Fail madin majhul, right? It can be majhul form too. It does not matter, right? Where is my jumla shartiya ending? Where is the jumla shartiya ending? So when Kital was mandated or was made obligatory upon them, Kitalu, right? Kitalu was the end. Everyone agrees. And where is my jawabu shart beginning from? Tawallau, right? Everyone agrees. So this all highlighted part is your jawabu shart. They turned away except very few from them. So when fighting was made mandatory upon them, they turned away except very few from them. Both jumla shartiya, jawabu shart are past tense. Both are past tense. Okay. This ta is the part of word structure. It is not the sign of mudare. Keep that in mind. Okay. This is part of word structure. We will learn this when we will start to learn about Arabic morphology, which is the knowledge of sarf. So tawallau here, tawallau is fail madin. It is jawabu shart. Okay. It's not the root letter. Yes, it is not the root letter. But what's the root letter for tawallau? Barakallahu feek, right? Waulam ya. Very well done. So let me show you another one and make sure. Okay. Now this one, very, very, very important one. Okay. Lamma fasala talutu bil junudi. What do you think? Lamma. Zarfiya, shartiya, ismiya? Because it was being followed by fail madin. Where is my shart ending? No, Talut did not just separated. He separated with his troops. So troops will be with them, right? Junud should be part of the shart, right? Right? So when Talut separated with his troops, or when he departed with his troops, Qala, he said. So Jawabu should begin from here. Okay? Okay. So what is happening here? Man shariba minhu falaysa minni. Man shariba minhu. How are we going to treat this man? Whoever drinks from it, whoever drinks from it is not from us. Then he is not from me. So this man, is it a condition particle as well? Or condition ism as well? Yes, conditional tool, adwatu shart. So where is this shart ending? Whoever drinks from it, he is not from me. Shariba minhu, minhu is the ending, and falaysa minni. Why is fa here? Laysa is there because the laysa is fail jamid, and for fail jamid, we need to use faul rabita to connect jumla shartiya with jawabu shart. Aisha, it's going to be very easy. It's going to be very easy. We are just going to practice, and that is why the session was designed to make sure that you understand and you practice at the same time. Okay, inshallah, as you have learned so many things, this is going to be easy too. Okay, inshallah. Okay, now let me show you another one. Okay, now what about this one? Lamma jawazahu. Lamma jawaza. Ismiya, shartiya, zarfiya. Ismiya, shartiya, zarfiya. Right? Noun of time, and it is an ism, and it is shartiya. Right? Where is my jawabu shart starting from? So when he came across, when he and whoever believed in him, with him, came across it, or passed it actually, crossed it, what happened then? Ma'ahu is the end of jumla shartiya, and jawabu shart begins with qalu, they said, la taqata lana. La taqata lana. Do the i'rab of this one. La taqata. Absolute la. La nafiyatu lil jins. Right? Taqata ismu la. Lana jar wal majroor. Mutalik bil khabar. Al yawma. Al yawma. Zar. Therefore, it's going to be labeled as mutalik bil khabar, right? Al yawma is going to be labeled as mutalik bil khabar. Okay, we have no strength or power. There is no power for us against Jalut and his people, right? And the rest we can also call mutalik bil for now. Okay, and makes sense too. So far, understand where is your shart, where is your adwatu shart, and then try to find out where is the jumla shartiya is ending and where jawabu shart is beginning from. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, this one is very interesting and it's very good example. Okay, what do you think about this lamma here, my dear sisters? Focus, and it's going to be very easy one day. Just like everything else was very hard, we did not learn anything in a day. It took us some time. Okay, so it is again zarfiya, shartiya, ismiya. So this is going to be your wada'atha. Wada'atha is your fi'l madin, and this is your jumla shartiya, right? Where is jawabu shart? Qalat, right? From qalat, the jawabu shart is beginning. And what did I tell you about lamma? Both jumla shartiya and jawabu shart will be past tense. Is it true so far? Right? Both are past tense. You are seeing past tense in both cases, right? Wherever you see lamma, Let's see. So I wanted to spend some time for the test review. Is it okay if I stop here and go over the test review with you real quick? Huh? So let me stop here. We only covered one غير jazima ism shart today, but that's totally fine, right? We need to master everything and try to at least go, and then inshallah slowly and surely we will get there. Okay, but at least we started and we have gone over this everything that we have learned in our last session, and inshallah we'll continue to do so. So let me show you what should be in your test and how you should be preparing for it. When you open your test and you are given harufe nasibatu lil mudari, you must know what are the harufe nasiba that are going to be making mudari mansoob by themselves. Tell me which row is going to do the job by itself and is strong enough to do it by itself, does not need anything after it, hidden after it. Number one line, right? An, lan, kai, idan. An, lan, kai, idan. That is why I made them fat. I molded them because they're very strong, they're very muscular. They have the power to make mudari mansoob. All the rest. What do they have that makes mudari mansoob? Sorry. Do they act on their own or do they have something hidden after them? An mudmira, all of them lamu talil, and these names don't matter. Okay, you know them. If you only know lam, that's good. Li is good. Okay, as long as you know the li, you're good. Lamu tali, lamul jahud, the same. For now, li is good. Hatta, fa, waw, aw, all of them have hidden an after them. This can be the question in your test, and nobody should get it wrong. Everyone with me so far? Only the first line have the power of their own. The rest all need unhidden after them. Okay, and sometimes it may not be hidden, it may be visible. After this, it can be visible as well. Okay, when you see li and you are confused, especially in case of afalul khamsa, how will you know which one is which? Do you remember? How to distinguish lam that is the part of nasiba group from lam that is the part of jazima group? Sakoon and kasra, right? Sakoon and kasra. This one, the nasiba group lam, will retain its kasra, right? It will keep its kasra with it. You can see here. Waliyan sura, waliyan suru, litan suri, right? Everywhere when it was preceded by, when there was waw, fa, summa before it, it had its kasra there, right? What happened to lamul jazima? It took on a sakoon, right? So keep that in mind. This is the difference between lamul talil and lamul jazima, which is also lamul jazima, but it's another name for lamul jazima. Because test is opening. Another name for lamul jazima, lamul amr, right? Lamul amr. So any name should be there, but you should be able to identify. Okay. So what is this lam? Fal yasumhu. Jazima. And what is this lam? Wali tukabbiru, wali tukmilu. So it is from the nasiba group, not exactly. It is talil, right? Because it has hidden an after it that makes mudare mansoob. But for now, if we call it nasiba, it's not haram either. Okay, it's not going to be considered haram at this point. Okay, so li is going to be nasiba. Sakoon, lam with sakoon, you should know that this is lamul amr or lamul jazima. Same thing. Is this clear so far? Okay, you will not make, and no one is going to make this mistake now in the test, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, You should know. You should know. Each and every one should know the three ways Mudare Mansoob is going to be seen. For example, if I give you something like this, um, okay, let's see. No, no, you will not miss it, inshallah. You will, everyone is going to do great, inshallah. Because the purpose is not to um, frighten you, purpose is to make it easy for you. So that Quran is your best friend, inshallah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Radu, Radu, Radu. Okay. No, not this one. Let me show you this one. I will ask you in test to tell me okay. I will ask you in test to tell me the status of something like this. What is the status of Nara? Okay. So how do we know this is Mansoob and status? How do we put it in words? Mudare Mansoob bil fatatuz. Yes, Hatta made it hidden an after Hatta made it Mansoob, but Mudare Mansoob bil fatatul muqaddara, right? Bil fatatul muqaddara alil alif, right? So this muqaddara word, you are not supposed to write it, but you should be able to identify it. Will you be able to do so? If I give you something like this, no, not this one. Let me show you. Um, I don't see that. Okay, let me take you to. Okay, this one. What is the status of this mudari? It's rough in status, right? If it's marfu, mudari marfu or rough in status, right? Because if it was nasb in status, what would you see on ya? What would happen to ya? In that case, ya will have a fatha. Ya will have a fatha. Even if there is no harf, but ya will be able to show its status by yahdiya. You have seen in Quran word like yahdiya, right? There will be plain fatha on ya. Yahdiya, yad'uwa. These words are there in Quran, right? They wow and ya, they do take fatha, right? So here, ya, presence of ya is telling you that this is a rafin status, and this word does have a dhamma, and that dhamma is muqaddara. Very well done. That dhamma is muqaddara. Okay. No, no. I just out of context even. You don't need to look at the context. I'm not going to make you look at the context. I'm giving you a very plain test. I'm going to give you this yahdi. And you are going to, identify it because ya is there. If I remove the ya, what is the status of the word? Majzoom, right? If I have a fatha on the top, it is going to be mansoob. Ya and waw do take fatha. Alif never takes fatha. Nara is always going to be nara. It's never going to be naraya or nara'a. No, it's going to be always nara. Okay? Is this part clear? Because we have gone over that. I've made small videos as well to make you understand that what is that concept all about. Okay? This Yahdi is marfu in status. There is no reason for it to be. And also, you're going to, if nobody remembers anything, they can look at the context too, and they will understand that, there is no harf before it. So why would I worry about nasb or jazm? I will plainly write marfu status. Okay, with dhammatul muqaddara. Okay, and marfu is by dhammatul muqaddara because that dhamma is assumed dhamma. It's not visible, right? Did we never do it, or this is something very new? I'm telling you just before test. We did it, right? Okay. Yes, that implied the dhamma condition. Takfuruna. What is this? The status? Rough in status because of presence of noon, right? B thubutin noon. Yuhyi. What is the status? Why will I give you its nas status? Yuhyi. Yi. Ya is there. Why will I give it jar status? It's rough in status. My dear sisters, it's simple, plain, rough in status because ya is intact. Ya does not have a fatha. Therefore, it is rough in status. Simple. Yumitu. Yumitu. What's the status? Okay, let me see. I just don't want to complicate anything for you. So that's why I just want to make sure I if there is something that I need to go over, I will do so. Okay, 1 second. There was I'm just opening the test. Okay. Have you gone over the difference between la nafia and la nahia? If you are preparing for the test, have you gone over that? How does which group la nahia belongs to? Which group of haruf la nahia belongs to? Do you remember? Yes, it is harufe jazima. So it does everything that harufe jazima does. It behaves just, it is jazima. Okay, remember that. Does la nafia affect anything on if it is before mudari? Will it make any change? It's not going to make any change. So keep that in mind. La is going to be there. Rest of the negation is not there, but la nafia and la jazima, because we have gone over la jazima while we were reading, learning our harufe jazima. Therefore, la nahia is going to be on your test, on this test. Okay. And then I have how do we identify afalul khamsa? What are the pronouns in afalul khamsa? Because there's a whole slide in the slides that I've shared with you. In that, there was a slide that tells you how to identify af'alul khamsa, and that is if a word has aliful isnain, wawil jama'a, yawul mukhataba. So don't confuse them. These are the three pronouns that af'alul khamsa has. What is something special about af'alul khamsa other than the pronouns? These three pronouns, and what else is there? How do they show their status? Noon, right? Noon. What is the name for that noon? Noonul Arab, or you can also call Noonul Raf, because when it is there, the mudare is Raf in status. When it is taken off, mudare is mansoob or majzoom in status. So that is going to be there. So keep in mind. So inshallah, um, how many af'al can in and asmaul jazma affect? Very well done. Two. And if I give you something like Lama, or I give you lam, what will you write in there? How many of all it can affect? Only one. Remember that, okay? Because that's how you learned it. A row of haruf that affect only one fail, and then the rest was asma and the haruf that can affect two of all simultaneously, like man, ma, mahma, aina, mata, and all those, kaifa, right? So that is that. And then I have, okay. So if I give you something like fa, or I give you hatta, for example, if I give you hatta and I ask you, is hatta making mudare mansoob, or there is hidden something hidden after it? What will you say? Something hidden after it, okay? Do not forget that. That's why I showed you this thing, okay? That the first four on their own. The rest all have unmudmira, okay? That is the purpose of you me showing you all that, okay? um what else? Okay, I think you are prepared. You, inshallah, you will all will do great, inshallah. So that is pretty much it I have for you, okay? So subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.